He killed everything that was in his path if it was part of the Confederacy. That's the enemy. I love the Union. I hate you. Love, loyalty, corrupted. Folks, he went through homes and cities, and his men would steal everything they had, and they would burn down their homes. And folks, they didn't kill troops. They killed women, and they killed children, and they killed everybody that was in their path because they loved and were loyal to the Union, and Confederates must die because they opposed that. Boy, love and loyalty just went down the tube too, didn't they? See what I'm saying? Everything the world offers you is either limited, vain, or can be corrupted when we get a hold of it. So here's my question. What are we supposed to do? This is why we're at the point we are in civilization. We sit around and think. We have people saying there's no meaning in life. Everything's corrupted. There is no truth with a capital T. There is no purpose in life. There is no meaning in life. Just go and do what you want to do and leave everybody else alone. But folks, I beg to differ. I beg to differ. I think there is purpose in life. I do think there is meaning in life. I believe there is a calling in life. But you will not find that in the world. You have to go above the world. You have to find something greater than what's in the world. And that is what God has spoken to us in the book of Proverbs. He said, where there is no vision, the people perish. But he that keepeth the law, happy is he. Here vision means prophetic message. That's what vision means. So we'll sub that in there. Where there is no prophetic message, the people perish. But he that keepeth the law, happy is he. You want meaning in your life. You want purpose in your life. Stop looking to the world. They'll never give it to you. Cast your eyes upon God. You want purpose. You want a drive. You want direction. You want peace. You want your life to be something. When your days are done, look unto God, for God has given that to you. How in the world has God given that to me? God has one message for everybody. God has one purpose for everybody. Oh, come on now, Brother Blake. We're all different. I know we are. But we're all united under one thing. And that's Jesus Christ. That's God's message. That's God's purpose for you. I hate to be all gloom, doom, and despair and tell you how bad the world is. But folks, that's why I was atheist. I was atheist because I looked at the world and I saw what it was, and I said, there's nothing in this world that's worth anything, and I just cast it all away. But one day, about probably 3 or 4 days, it's going to be 5 years, I was at a youth revival, and I heard about something that went above this world, that could give your life purpose, give it true meaning, show you the truth, and that man's name was Jesus. So tonight, if you're searching and searching and searching to make your life mean something, choose Jesus. Choose Jesus. What Jesus say? I've come that you may have life and have it more abundantly. There's all kinds of people thinking they're alive because their heartbeat's gone, but folks, they're dead. My grandma says cold as crackers. They're dead. They have no life in them, though their heart's beating. But you know what? Jesus can come give us life so we can truly know what it means to live. So I'm going to go back over what I said at the beginning. I said if you have true purpose, you have a true calling in your life. It'll give you direction. It'll give you peace. And it'll give you happiness. I'm going to explain how Jesus does that for you, and I'm closing. If you have true purpose in your life, then your life has direction. It has something to go. You know what? It's very hard growing up and trying to make decisions as adults, where to work and how to work and where to live and where to go and all these different things. And many people feel overwhelmed with what to do with their life. It's a precious gift, this life. We have to do the right thing. But you know what? If you turn to Jesus, folks, you don't have to sit up all night and worry all night about what you're going to do with this life. Open up this book. This book gives your life direction. It tells you where to go. It tells you not where to go. It tells you what to strive for and what to value and put your hard work into. Folks, what's worth working so hard and spending this life if it's not going to mean anything when it's all said and done? Paul said we ought to press under that mark. We all have a mark, and that's heaven as our home, and that's where we're going. And Jesus, you know what? It amazes me. You know what Jesus said when He was talking to them about being fishers of men? He didn't say lead, and I'll make you fishers of men. He said follow, and I'll make you fishers of men. God didn't save us and say, all right, find your way home. It's not like you're some lost dog, you're some stray dog coming around and He keeps dropping you off somewhere in the boonies and you got to find your way home. That's not what God's doing. God has given you a message, a prophetic message, and it's not something you got to wait for. All of us are sitting there twiddling our thumbs saying, man, I wish God would tell me what to do. I wish God would give me direction in my life. He's given you direction. And that direction's name is Jesus Christ, because Christ told us to follow Him, and that's the direction we can have in our life if we'll just follow. You got to be humble to do that, but just follow. Now here's peace. I'm an overthinker. That's part of being introverted, I guess. I constantly overthinking things all the time, and I did everything right, and always trying to figure out if I did. Well, as soon as I preach this message, I'm going to figure out what I did wrong and what I could have done better. I'm just real hard on myself like that. But what I'm thinking here is if I have true purpose, and if I have a true calling, then I have peace, knowing I have the right thing. Folks, you can have such a peace tonight knowing that you truly have Jesus Christ. Folks, it's more than just believing this book's true. You understand that, right? A purpose from God and a calling from God to live and follow for Christ is more than believing. Yeah, Brother Blake, I believe this book's true. That's great. Are you following it? And I don't just mean like a set of rules, folks. I'm not talking about rules. I'm talking about living life and making it mean something. This book will tell you what life is and how to make it mean something. Not just saying, oh, I believe the Bible and going to church 3 times a week on 2 different days. I'm talking about when you wake up in the morning, you're thinking my drive, my purpose is for Christ and for God. And folks, that will give you a peace in your hearts, knowing I picked the right thing. Last time I was here, I gave you a couple arguments why Christianity is the greatest thing ever. I want to revisit one of them and give you a new one. Here's the new one. They say the Bible's a myth. Anybody ever heard that? Made up story. Some people just made it up and it's built up over time. Here's the problem. Every other myth in the world has to exist for several hundred years and pass around for several hundred years before people really start believing it and working for it and following after that lie that is a myth. Here's the problem. They say Christianity is a myth. Then how come the church was born almost immediately after Jesus died, was resurrected, and then ascended into heaven? There's no 100-year build-up there, folks. He died and did exactly what God wanted to do, and He ascended back up to heaven, and then the church was born, and thousands upon thousands of people were converted and started believing in Christ. Folks, there was no build-up. There was no circulation of lies. It was instantaneously, almost overnight, people began to worship Christ, to see God for who He truly was. That should give you peace when you wake up in the morning. No, I picked the right thing. Here's the other one. Brother Blake, there's a lot of religions in this world. How do I know I got the right one? The biggest religion that's quite